The film begins with a recording of two teenage boys exploring the abandoned Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital. As they live-stream their adventure, they boast about their bravery while standing in front of room 402, a room shrouded in terrifying rumors. Just as they attempt to open the door, they hear the eerie sound of a ping-pong ball bouncing. Suddenly, the video cuts off, revealing a shadowy face in one of the rooms. The boys are never seen again. Hojun, the owner of the YouTube channel Horror Times, decides to investigate the hospital himself after learning about the boys' disappearance. He announces his plan on his channel, instantly drawing massive attention. He then provides his audience with a recap of the hospital's dark history and the many rumors surrounding it. Built in the 1960s, Gonjiam Mental Hospital was once recognized as one of the best psychiatric institutions. However, it was abruptly shut down after reports of mass suicides surfaced. The disappearance of the hospital's director further fueled speculation, leading to countless theories about the facility's past. Some believe it was a torture and experimentation site, where mentally ill patients were used as test subjects because no one cared about them. The most famous legend, however, states that the director killed all the patients before taking their own life. Determined to capitalize on the asylum's infamy, Hojun announces a live-streamed exploration of Gonjiam, aiming to reach 1 million views and cash in on ad revenue. He assembles a team of 6, Ah-yeon, Charlotte, Ji-hyun, Sung-hoon, Sung-wook, and Jae-yoon. Among them, Charlotte stands out, having previously visited 3 of CNN's top 7 most haunted places. During their road trip to the asylum, they play a game to decide who will open the infamous door. The camera lands on Jae-yoon, who is visibly unsettled by his unlucky fate. Before reaching their destination, they make a stop for a swim, an innocent moment before the horrors awaiting them. Upon arrival, they find the asylum's main entrance barricaded and sneak in through the back to avoid patrolling officers. Outside, they set up camp and prepare for the broadcast. Sung-hoon and Sung-wook enter first to install surveillance cameras, ensuring the best possible angles for their audience. Once everything is in place, they gather for dinner before gearing up with body cameras, one capturing their perspective, the other filming their reactions. As they approach the hospital, they find a pair of white underwear hanging from a branch, which they mark as a landmark. Just before stepping inside, they hear police sirens and quickly kill their lights, holding their breath as officers pass by. Sung-wook kicks off the live broadcast, with Hojun directing them remotely from the campsite. They enter through a stairwell leading to the second floor. Charlotte and Ji-hyun take the lead, placing a small dish of holy water with a camera to monitor any supernatural activity. Meanwhile, as Sung-wook introduces viewers to the area, the door to the director's office slams shut on its own. Intrigued, they investigate, finding aged photographs of the hospital staff and patients, including the director herself. Among the images, they discover she had a passion for ping-pong, potentially explaining the mysterious bouncing noises often reported. Just then, a noise startles them. Looking up, they see what appears to be strands of hair dangling from the ceiling. The group splits up to cover more ground. Charlotte and Ji-hyun descend to the first floor, considered the basement, where Charlotte tags her name on a wall with spray paint, celebrating her 4th visit to a haunted site. Below her name, an old message reads, "Let's live." They venture further down a corridor covered in cryptic graffiti. Their flashlight flickers, and they enter the laboratory, where water drips from the ceiling, broken furniture is scattered, and medical records litter the floor. Among the debris, they discover a strange, eerie-looking doll. When Charlotte attempts to take a photo, she accidentally shatters a jar, inside is a decayed chicken. Meanwhile, Jae-yoon and Ah-yeon explore the third floor, stumbling upon a broken ping-pong table and a dead bird. In the shower room, they showcase pre-installed cameras and point out a disturbing stain on the wall, shaped like a human figure. When they reach the bathing area, Jae-yoon panics upon seeing a wig floating in the bathtub. Ah-yeon playfully lifts it with a stick, teasing him. Charlotte and Ji-hyun advance to the fourth floor, where they install motion-detecting cameras outside room 402. They remind viewers that anyone who has tried opening the door has either perished or lost consciousness. They attempt to open it but fail. Rejoining the others, they prepare for a supernatural ritual inside the director's office. The setup includes red strings, bells, candles, incense, and a protective amulet. Ah-yeon conducts the ritual while the group anxiously watches. The candlelight flickers before abruptly going out. The bells tremble, then violently fall from the ceiling. They flee in terror. Unbeknownst to the others, Ha-jun later speaks privately with Sung-hoon and Sung-wook, revealing that the ritual was staged for entertainment. Their shock turns real when strange occurrences begin to unfold. The stove in Ha-jun's tent turns on by itself. The monitors glitch, then cut to black, only to return moments later. Back inside, Charlotte notices that the eerie doll has moved from its original spot. The group argues over whether to continue. Meanwhile, Ji-hyun reaches into a wooden closet in the patient care room, only for her arm to be violently yanked inside. She screams as deep scratches appear on her skin. The closet door creaks open, and Charlotte's scarf is suddenly pulled. They run. Terror mounts when Charlotte realizes the graffiti beneath her name has changed to, "Let's Die." Panic-stricken, she and Ji-hyun decide to leave. However, as they retrace their steps, they find themselves lost, passing their white underwear marker multiple times. Suddenly, Ji-hyun begins to act strangely, her eyes pitch black, whispering under her breath. Charlotte turns to run but finds herself inexplicably back inside the asylum. Meanwhile, Sung-hoon and Sung-wook investigate a noise in the supply room. Inside, a wheelchair moves on its own. The door slams behind them, and suddenly, all the furniture is suspended on the ceiling. A split second later, it crashes down, knocking Sung-wook unconscious. Sung-hoon is dragged away. Charlotte, now trapped, encounters a grotesque, scarred man. She bangs on a locked door, but no one answers. She is dragged into darkness. Sung-hoon finds Ah-yeon and Jae-yoon and urges them to escape. Before they can act, a ping-pong ball rolls toward them. Charlotte screams echo from room 402. The door creaks open, their cameras cut to black, and they find themselves in a flooded room. An unseen force covers Ah-yeon's and Jae-yoon's eyes. When Sung-hoon checks his camera, he sees a ghostly high school girl, then, the patients. One by one, they are possessed. Realizing something has gone horribly wrong, Ha-jun finally enters the asylum himself. As he peers out a window, he senses a presence. Turning to his camera, he sees a bloodied woman behind him. She strangles him to death. Sung-wook awakens, strapped to a wheelchair. It moves on its own toward room 402, past patient rooms filled with watching eyes. As he enters, the door slams shut. In the end, the broadcast is cut after Sung-wook admits they faked the ritual. Viewers dismiss it as staged, and their audience dwindles. The final shot lingers on the holy water. It begins to boil.